Good evening, everyone. We are back again. We are going to look at a big enough game today. You're talking about the game between the Royal Challengers of Bangalore and the Kings 11 Punjab. Two teams who, from their last encounter against each other, have had different fortunes. So, who's going to win? Will we see a Kings 11 Punjab comeback, or is the Royal Challengers Bangalore juggernaut going to roll on? Let's wait and watch. In case you do like my videos, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. And now we are going to look at the Royal Challengers of Bangalore, a team that's on a roll. Two big wins in the last two games. They just rolled over the Kolkata Knight Riders, and earlier they had a very comprehensive win against the CSK. It have given them a lot of confidence. What's good about RCB this year? They've had the services of Devdutt Padikkal. I think Padikkal is giving an excellent start. He might not have given them a good start while they were chasing, but it's early days in his career, and the way he's playing, you've got to commend the cricketer there. An individual at this young an age, given the opportunity, is proving his mettle there. Aaron Finch is a slight worry because he's not been able to set the stage on fire. You normally expect Aaron Finch to play a counter-attacking innings. It hasn't happened much. What's more is he's still vulnerable to the incoming ball. So the in-swinging delivery he's unable to play. Somewhere he's getting found out there. He tried coming up towards when Pat Cummins was bowling, but didn't really help that much. Would they replace him with Moeen Ali? I don't think so. RCB will take a knee-jerk reaction at this point of time. Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers, good to see them score runs. Good to see the ABD innings as well as Virat Kohli's innings. Conditions are extremely humid. It's sweaty, and still you see Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers running twos and threes. It's not that they're old, but their fitness is just at a level altogether different. In fact, Virat's fitness level is perhaps the best in cricket today. Then it's where you've got the lower middle order. Shivam Dube coming in there. He's known to get those big hits. I would not want to look at a Gurkirat Maan today because they're continuing playing at Sharjah. You need an extra bowler there. So you'll have Chris Morris coming in there at number 6 and Washington Sundar at number 7. They are two vital cogs from a bowling perspective. Morris's pace has really helped RCB. Washington Sundar, this time they've trusted him with those 4 overs. He bowls those 3 overs in the power play, gets them wickets. I think his 4 overs are gold for RCB. Yuzvendra Chahal is just continuing from where he left with regards to international cricket or IPL. Navdeep Saini is someone whom he did well in the start. Of late, he's been bowling a bit of beamers. I'm not sure if it's because of his pace, that the extra yard of pace that he's losing out on his length. It's important that his length does well today because in Sharjah, a bit of the margin for error is very minimal. So a bit of here and there, he'll just be taken to the cleaners. And then you've got Yusuf Udana and Mohammad Siraj. Surprisingly, in the last game, Yusuf Udana was used as late as in the 14th over. It just shows that RCB's bowling, which has always been a problem, they've got so many bowling options for them. And that's a healthy sign for Virat and co. A strong 11, a confident 11 this time. There are not going to be any changes. It's about how they go and continue their momentum. This is going to be my side for today's game for RCB. And now we are going to look at the other team for today, the Kings 11 Punjab. In fact, the last time Punjab and Bangalore met, that was the last time Punjab won. So it's close to a month since they've won, around 25 odd days. It's a bad sign for them. They've been losing games that they could have won, botched up chases, death bowling issues. In fact, it was so sad and sorry to see KL Rahul just having to say this. He doesn't know what to do. He's done everything at a batsmanship level. He's done well. As a captain, he's tried his best. What hasn't favored them is the combination. And I think somewhere they've not been able to use Glenn Maxwell, or rather Glenn Maxwell hasn't been able to contribute much. So there's going to be a change there. I'm forcing the universe boss to come back. Look, 7 matches, they've got 1 win. The next 7, they have to win all 7 or at least 6 to say that they could possibly get into the lineup. So I think that's where Chris Gayle straight away comes in. It does put the batting order into a bit of jeopardy because you've got a successful batting combination in Mayank Agarwal and KL Rahul. But KL Rahul's strike rate over the last 3 or 4 matches is hovering in the 120s. So it's better for Mayank Agarwal to open with Chris Gayle. Mayank Agarwal can carry on from where he's left, and Chris Gayle can get set in and then accelerate. Because once Gayle starts accelerating, then there's no stopping him. Then KL Rahul can come in at number 3, Nicholas Pooran can come in at number 4. So if there's a wicket that's falling at around, the second wicket falls somewhere around the 13th or the 14th over, Pooran can straight away come in and go hammer and tongs. It's otherwise that they'll have a problem, but again, having said that, you've got to play an aggressive approach. Who comes in at number 5? Mandeep Singh can come in at number 5. In case there are 2 quick wickets, possibly Mandeep Singh can come in and shepherd the innings for some time before getting in Nicholas Pooran. And then at number 6, I'll want to get James Neesham back. Look, this Sharjah track is not the same as what it was in the initial part of the tournament. So those slow off cutters, those slightly crossing deliveries would come into the picture here. They would be critical there to get in James Neesham, because with James Neesham they're also establishing a proper all-rounder. Following that is where the bowling is. You've got Shami who's done well. Cottrell is unfortunately injured. I think the Chris Jordan experiment didn't work well. Look, in the last 3 games, he's picked up 2 or 3 wickets, but his league runs 10 and 11 runs an over isn't suitable. They have someone like a Hardus Villohan. He's a South African cricketer. He bowls the Yorkers well. It's important that they try him out. There's no point having an overseas player in, and when your team is in jeopardy, use them there. So I think get Hardus Villohan. He can open the bowling. He can bowl at the death. Arshdeep Singh has been a good find. He's bowled very well, the youngster. Important for them to continue with him and then get those 2 leg spinners. You've got to have Murugan Ashwin and Ravi Bishnoi. Bishnoi has had a fairly decent trophy. With regards to Murugan Ashwin, whenever given a chance, he's done well. In fact, with these 2 leg spinners, Kohli and AB de Villiers, the matchup between the leg spinners and Kohli and de Villiers will be good. Because then you're looking at these leg spinners, if they can price one of them out, then it could be a happy situation for Kings 11 Punjab. All in all, this is going to be my lineup for Kings 11 Punjab for today. They don't start favourites, but can the underdog come up? We'll have to wait and watch. And so now we are going to look at the matchups for today's game. A couple of good matchups. Straight away, if you look at it, the Kings 11 bowling versus the RCB batting. Kings 11 have been very poor in the death. Can they come back? But for that, it also is important to see that how they can manage the AB and Kohli show there. I'm not restricting it to these 2 batsmen, but these 2 batsmen do have a slight weakness against the leg spinners. At a time of a wicket fall, if Kohli comes in, if de Villiers comes in, does KL Rahul take that step and say that throw the ball to Ravi Bishnoi or a Murugan Ashwin and say go all out against these 2? Because if one of them can price out the other, then you're looking at a big hole for the RCB. The other matchup is going to be, you're looking at Mohammad Shami versus Aaron Finch. Aaron Finch struggles with the new ball is well known. If Mohammad Shami can nip one back, hit the top of off or possibly top of middle and get Finch out in the first over or so, it will be a very interesting battle there. The next set of matchup is obviously the Punjab batting versus the RCB bowling. If Chris Gayle comes in, I'm sure Virat Kohli is going to toss up the ball to Washington Sundar and say, just go bowl at him. The simple reason, Sundar isn't a big turner of the ball, but he extracts a lot of bounce because of his high arm release action. So that will help in castling Gayle out. A clear caught by the slip or caught behind is a big possibility. And also how Mayank Agarwal plays him. Sharjah is a smaller ground, so he could easily lift off, play the shot towards mid-wicket. But you also have to be aware that because Sundar doesn't spin the ball that much, there is also a tendency to get out LBW. The other matchup is going to be how Nicholas Pooran and KL Rahul play Yuzvendra Chahal. If KL Rahul comes in the middle order, then it becomes important for him to milk those middle overs, and that's where I feel how does he tackle Yuzvendra Chahal. His strike rates aren't great, and how Nicholas Pooran plays Yuzvendra Chahal. It's a leg spinner against the left armour. Traditionally, it's not a positive thing to do, but Yuzvendra Chahal is the best bowler in RCB at this point of time. It will be an interesting battle. Both teams, one looking to continue their momentum, one looking to bring back some momentum. They are meeting after close to a month. Let's see how it goes. 2 power pack sides. RCB are clear favourites. Let's see how it goes. All the best to both teams.